Alright, what's going on guys? My name is Omega and welcome back to another Apex Legends video. So in today's video, we're actually going to be breaking down the Season 9 AMA that happened on Reddit. We have a ton of developer comments on Legends, Arenas, Battle Royale, as well as a bunch of other cool miscellaneous topics that they talked about. Timestamps will be in the description if you guys want to skip to a specific topic. We're going to first start talking about some of the Legend updates, or I guess just developer comments on the Legends that I found from this AMA, starting with Caustic. So one fan had asked Daniel Klein whether the impact of Caustic's gas nerf was significant in the last season. Daniel Klein did respond to this saying Caustic's win-loss ratio barely changed with the nerf. It went from 5.1% to 5.0%. His pick rate, however, dropped a lot, so there's a lot of survivor bias here. He also said, we're thinking about what to do with him. We could just up the damage again, maybe find an in-between point where he's okay, but I want us to spend more time thinking of non-damage outputs we could use on the gas. The goal is that people should be terrified of your gas and try to leave ASAP. That's currently not the case and we will fix it. No ETA as always. We also have a comment here regarding Valk's performance in the last couple of weeks. Daniel Klein said she came in at around the 5th spot overall win rate wise and has been sitting there steadily. Experimentally, there is some cheesy plays we're looking to fix, like you can ult to a high piece of the level in the last circle and then use the passive / tactical combo to hover out of range while the circle closes, but there's no numerical adjustments we're planning right now. She seems fine. Now, Revenant mains are probably going to be very happy with this specific response. We have a question from Daffy Duck Ferraro who said, how is Revenant doing? Any buffs coming or is he fine? Daniel Klein responded to this saying, Revenant's still weak and not particularly popular. We have a set of changes we're trying out internally at the moment and they feel fun and fine, but they'll probably not move the needle on power a lot. And while I can't give you any details on the buffs we're trying out, I can tell you he'll certainly climb to the top. So I'm pretty sure he's basically saying that Revenant is probably going to get some kind of buff to his passive. We know developers have talked about this in the past and we were expecting it in Season 9, so I imagine closer to Season 10 Revenant will be getting some small buffs to his passive. I can't imagine that it's going to really make him overpowered or anyway, but I definitely think it is going to give him a boost to his pick rate in the long run. We have another comment here regarding crypto. One guy said, will Pathfinder and crypto get a passive for arenas? Considering that there are no survey beacons in arenas and they don't really have a passive that works that well. RoboBob did respond to this saying, we look at Legends as a whole and not necessarily just the passive or tactical in a vacuum. Pathfinder does well in arenas despite there being no survey beacons. I have my eye on crypto and considering some changes for how to help him out a little bit. So we don't know what these changes are or when they are going to come, but obviously developers are looking at crypto, and keep in mind if they do change something about crypto, it won't just be for arenas or just for Battle Royale. Developers have said that any changes they do to Legends will affect both of these game modes, so it looks like we might be getting a spicy crypto buff in the near future. Along with crypto probably getting some changes in the future, Rampart is another legend that developers have been talking about buffing. Daniel Klein did respond to a comment regarding Rampart saying it's a bit too early to talk about her spicy buff because we don't know if it'll work yet. Right now, if everything goes well, which it never does, you can expect it halfway through Season 10. Game dev is hard and takes a long time. So I'm definitely really curious to see what this Rampart buff is. It looks like a lot of these legend changes will probably be coming either towards the end of Season 9 or in the middle of Season 10. We have another comment here from Daffy Duck Ferraro asking how Horizon is doing after the nerf. Daniel Klein did respond to this saying she's been hit hard in terms of pick rate, which is understandable. In terms of her win rate, she went up from the strongest by far to about 6th or 7th place out of 16. It's super harsh in contrast to where she was before, but that's because she was a really strong outlier in terms of power. I think if she released at this current state, she'd be just fine. She's roughly where Valk is now. It's just that if you were used to her incredible powerful state before, she'll probably feel like ass right now. Give it a few months for things to shake out and we'll see if she needs follow-up work. So again, it doesn't look like there are any plans to be changing Horizon, at least in the near future. We might be seeing some changes in Season 10 if the data does show that Horizon needs a buff, but again, we don't know that for sure. We do have one last final legend update coming from Daniel Klein regarding Lifeline. So basically he said numerically Lifeline is still too strong. She wins too often both across the game as a whole and in every single skill bucket that we look at. Maybe we need to nerf her numerically a little bit, like drone heal speed / ultimate cooldown. Maybe we can look at her hitboxes and see where they're too small, but right now no plans to speak of. Now next up we're going to talk about some developer comments regarding arenas. We have a lot of cool information that I'm excited to go over with you guys. So first off, we have a comment here from Waffles Soaked in Tears saying, what balance changes do you see potentially coming to arenas? Also, what does the future of arenas look like? I would be super excited to see some alternative game modes or LTMs. A bomb defusal or respawn mode could provide a great change of pace. Pinesman, who's a game designer at Respawn, said, as for the future of arenas, the first thing on the table is ranked arenas. Can't talk about when that's coming out, but no, it's a top priority for us. Then he said, funny story about bomb mode, we definitely playtested at bomb mode early in arena's development. It was not as good as you think it would be. It creates a weird situation where you start looking at characters in context of the objective, and it really exposes how many of the characters aren't built for a bomb mode. At the end of the day, it was really important for arenas that character abilities feel valuable. So that's really interesting, man. I know a lot of people were asking about newer game modes coming into arenas mode. It looks like they did test some kind of like bomb / search and destroy mode, and it didn't really work out considering that legend abilities didn't have a huge impact as they would in other kind of game mode. And like Pinesman mentioned before, we currently don't have a date on when Ranked Arenas is going to come out, but he did make another comment saying, I can also tell you Ranked Arenas is not going to use the same system as the Battle Royale Ranked. So we're going to be getting an entirely new system on, I guess, how you're actually progressing through the ranked system in arenas. Definitely excited to learn some more information about that. Now, in terms of what future arena maps are going to be coming to Apex, we do have a comment here from a Strider Pilot who said, in terms of point of interest usage for arenas, we have a plan to use new ones every season. Estates has been highly requested along with a few others including Skulltown, but I'm tight-lipped on which POIs we choose to use in arenas. He also said we're trying wacky ideas in some spicy locations, some not even point of interest but open fields in Battle Royale maps. However, when it comes to the size of arena maps, we want to be careful that arenas doesn't turn into team deathmatch. We tried some smaller maps internally and it gave rise to reactive combat that rewarded twitch shooting, and that doesn't give time for teams to strategize while on the move. We're still learning what makes a great arena map, and while it's only been 2 weeks, we've learned a ton from you all. I can't guarantee that Estates is coming up next, but it's definitely being discussed alongside Fragment and many others. Now, before moving on to the miscellaneous topics in this AMA, we're going to talk about some Battle Royale updates coming from developers. So the first one is a comment coming from Mr. Communist 123, basically asking if developers ever plan on rotating past maps in, such as Season 3 World's Edge or Season 1 King's Canyon. Strider Pilot did respond to this comment saying that's a good idea, ... smiley face. And you gotta kind of read between the lines here. Definitely this means that developers are looking at doing this more in the future. I remember we have done this in the past, like I do remember going back to Season 1 King's Canyon for some kind of LTM a couple months ago, and I imagine that developers are going to keep doing that for the future of Apex. Now, in terms of the Olympus map changes that we got for Season 9, some people were complaining that it really wasn't any huge change that they did for Olympus, and they basically wanted to know what the decision was like to only add one POI without really having an impact on other previous POIs. Strider Pilot did respond to this saying, I totally understand this, and it's a tough one to answer without giving developer insight. A little of column A and column B, we have some big ideas for Olympus. The ship and the outbreak it brings is only the beginning. Now, we have another comment here from a guy named Flu CSGO saying, have you guys considered allowing players to progress past level 500 in any way? This actually got a response from Chad Grenier saying, yes, we do plan to reward our level 500 players and give them more to earn. We've got a couple different cool things in the works, but can't share any information yet. But yes, we absolutely plan to reward our most dedicated players. All right, now to end this video, we're going to go over some miscellaneous updates coming from developers. These are still some really big updates, so I do want you guys to pay attention through this section. First off, we have a comment here from Tim Official saying, will we ever see more multiplayer modes in the future? And he said Netflix/Amazon Prime TV series ? This got a response from Ryan Rigney, the director of communications. For question number 1, he said yes, obviously we're going to be getting more multiplayer modes in the future. In terms of question number 2, he had a very interesting emoji. This is the lips sealed emoji, which to me symbolizes that this is probably being talked about in some way. I honestly would not be surprised in the slightest, considering that Apex has already moved over to selling comic books. They've already, published multiple of these comic books. The next step in my eyes would be some kind of like animated TV series. We already have stories from the Outlands. It has a really good base for, what this could turn into. So this is awesome, man. I'm really excited for that, and hopefully we'll learn some more information in the next coming months, because I don't imagine it'll come out anytime soon, but this is awesome, man. Super hyped for that. And for the first time in a while, we've actually had developers talk talk about the state of the Apex store. This coming from a comment saying, hello, are there any shop changes planned? At the very least, more frequent shop rotations would be very welcome. Additionally, more uses for the red currency, which is legend tokens, would also be very welcome. This got a response from Ryan Rigney saying, we hear you and we're not happy with the rotation either, but we're also trying to manage the quality of life for the team. The store was in a rough shop, but we have folks working hard to pay off technical debt. Let's talk about rotation specifically. He started off by saying, we manually Photoshop every image and input every offer in the store. Because of this, it's a huge operational effort for the team to put more offers in the game and rotate faster. We're working on improving our operations to make this better, but for now, it's a brutal process. I didn't actually realize that they did all of that manually. That explains a lot of the reasons why, skins don't rotate as fast in the store. He also said all players play different legends, and because of the operations challenges, it's difficult to make it relevant to everyone at the same time. For example, if you're a Bangalore player, our store rotates weekly, and it's possible you go 2 to 3 weeks without seeing a Bangalore offer. We know this is not a good experience, and we're trying to fix this with technology. Then he said, for the 2 challenges above, we're working on technical solutions, but tech takes time to build and get right. With this being a live service game, the first priority we have is gameplay and getting players into matches. He ended this entire post by saying, for more uses on legend tokens, agreed, and we are 100% looking into it. Thank God, man, I have so many legend tokens. I basically just spent like 12 grand on Valk, and it really didn't even change anything. There's just so many there. I have nothing to spend it on. So I would absolutely love more ways to spend legend tokens in this game. All right, this video appears to be a very long video already, so I'm gonna end it right here. I might talk about some more of these comments in future videos, but make sure to drop a like on the video if you guys did enjoy, and remember to subscribe to the channel if you are new. Hopefully you guys did enjoy today's video, but I will see you guys all on the next one. Have a great day. Peace out.